Hello, welcome to Board Games with Niramas. I'm Joseph and I'm here today with Drako. Of course, he's holding the box, but don't be mistaken, he will be in this game. We're going to play a two-player game of KingsBurg Second Edition. And in this second edition, there's some news, of course. If you play the first edition and you have the expansion, then you're going to recognize a lot of stuff. But for me, I just played the first edition a while ago and I didn't get hold of that expansion because it was out of print and so on. So for me, it was really exciting when the second edition came out. New artwork. I know that some people don't really like the artwork. I think it's okay. It's more of a realistic sort of artwork than the old one that was more cartoonish. But I like it and I think it's okay. It serves its purpose. And yeah, in this new edition, there's 6 modules that was sort of the expansion from the base game that's now included in the game. So here we have Draco's board, his building board, Drako Glass Meeple of course, and so he's going to build over here and improve his sort of kingdom, or his part of the kingdom, because we're sort of like noblemen or military leaders that are in this fantasy kingdom. We are going to gather resources, we're going to sort of talk to these, visit these advisors by placing dice, like a worker placement, but with dice, which I really enjoy. And we're going to play 5 years. So every year we start off here in the spring, the seasons of course, so spring, summer, autumn, and in the winter we're going to have a battle. There's goblins and orcs and other nasty stuff that we need to fight off to defend the city here, and we're going to do that last thing we do every year. So we need to build up some military strength, but we also want to build some buildings that will give us victory points and help us in different ways. Now this is the sort of basic building thing for the players that was sort of in the first edition. If you want to, you can play with this one, which is a lot more buildings, but let's just keep it a bit simple, so we'll just use this. Other new stuff, well, there's scenarios, so you can play like the Goblin Valley, and there's special rules and so on for the scenarios, a bit of a story and all that. 4 scenarios, really cool. Something I will play in the future. You can also change buildings by using the strips here, so you could hand these out to the players. You get 2 each, and you get to choose 1 or 2, or you can draft these that you will put over, so you get totally new buildings. So that's kind of cool. It makes the game more asymmetrical, but we'll just skip that for now. We'll just keep the building part simple, because it's quite a huge game to be filming. I have some issues with covering it all with my camera. I was thinking about having a handheld camera, but I don't know that some people really don't like watching videos like that. They get, seasickness basically. So let's just do like I usually do. Then another new thing in the expansion is that when we get to the end of the year, because I will talk a bit about sort of the second edition with the expansion modules. If you haven't seen KingsBurg before, I mean, just keep watching and you'll see how it works. If you have played the first edition, then you can check this out of course to see what's new. So a new thing is, in the old game, when we got to the combat, we just rolled the die, and that was what we got on the die was how much the king's army contributed to the fight. So we had like a 3, we had 3 plus whatever strength we had against how strong the enemy was. Because the enemies here, they have a range here. So in the first year they will be 2 to 4 in strength, so they're pretty easy to beat, but they get stronger and stronger. And if you lose, you get a penalty. If you win, you get a reward. And whoever contributes, or like whoever is the strongest in the fight, that player gets a sort of bonus victory point as well. You don't get that many points in this game, so 1 point is not bad. Anyhow, now they changed it up, so now we have these, every player has a bunch of these tokens, go from 0, and there's 2 1s, and then 2 and a 3 and a 4. So at the end of the year, when we have combat, we will choose 1 in secret, we will reveal it at the same time, and that's our strength. But then it's gone, then we have to use the other ones. And there's 6 of these, there's 5 years, so 1 of these will be left over, and we want to keep the 4 if possible to the end, because that's also a bonus point score we'll get at the end. If we have a 4, we'll get 4 points. Another new thing in the second edition, or with the expansion, is this fate deck. This is basically an event deck. Something will happen every year that will change up the rules and so on. And yet another thing is these tiles here that we will be using, that sort of they replace the thing that the advisor does. So We will draw one of these randomly at each productive season, which is, well, spring, summer, autumn. We'll get a new one of these, so that would change up the board, which I think is really cool. Really makes the game different depending on which order they come out, because all of them come out during the 5 years. And then finally, one thing that we are using is that we have sort of characters. So we have asymmetrical characters. We get to choose one. So I'm going to be the philosopher. And during each productive season, if your dice total is 10 or less, reroll all your dice. If the new dice total is lower, gain a point. Could be kind of cool. Now Drako, he just want to fight. He doesn't like goblins and stuff like that. So he's just chosen the general, which has +1 battle strength to start off with. So he's a bit stronger in the fight. Also, since we're playing a 2-player game, I would recommend this game mostly for 3 or 4 players, but I must say that we have a dummy player, basically dummy dice. They work really good in this game. I usually don't like dummy stuff in 2-player modes in board games, but this works really nice. So the first thing that happens, let's start playing. Let's stop talking. So much talking. And we start off here in the spring, and now whoever has the least amount of buildings each new year will get a bonus die, so we'll get an extra die to roll. But at the start here, we both have 0 buildings, of course, so instead we both get to choose one material. So I took the gold, while Drako did the same. There's gold, stone, and wood in this game, of course, that we can use to build buildings. There's also these little 2 markers. I really like this. If you're going to have a dice game where the dice are rolled and affect the game, I want to have some kind of way to affect the dice. And this is a +2 or -2, so let's say I had a 4, I can make it into a 6 or a 2. I like that stuff. And so the first thing that happens is that we're going to draw an event card, or a fate card. So we have a new quarry. At the start of each productive season, roll a die. On the result of 4 or more, each player gains a stone. Yeah, okay, it's pretty cool. So that's the thing for this year. We're going to do 3 times we have a chance to get a stone for free, okay? And then we are going to roll the dummy dice. At the start of the game you can roll on the board, then you start putting stuff out here, it's harder, but... So we have 9, 14, so space number 14 is going to be blocked. And 5, okay, so space number 5 is going to be blocked. Really easy dummy system, but it's actually working. It works really nice. And then we roll our own dice. So I roll mine, and I got a total of 12. Let's see what Drako gets. Remember, if I had gotten 10 or less, my philosopher would have kicked in and I would have had a chance to score a bonus point. Drako gets 12 as well. Okay. So then we'll just do this randomly. So we'll say that I'm the first player. Whoever rolls lowest is the first player normally. But now we roll the same. So then it's the same as it was before. You're supposed to randomize this at the start of the game. So we start off, I'm the first player, and I have a 6, a 5, and a 1. I could place these in different ways. I could place them as a 12, and just go straight for the whatever. Here's the lady over here, that will give me 2 different goods of my, 2 goods of my choice. It doesn't have to be different. And a +2 or -2 marker. Or I could place them as a 6, a 5, and a 1. But we go back and forth. I think I will place my first one as a... Oh, the 5 is blocked, so I can't do that. But I think I'll do a 6 first. So I put my 6 there. Drako has a 5, a 5, and a 2. So it's a bit tricky for him with the 5s. I think he will place his 2 5s on the 10. That's back to me. I just realized something that, oh, this was not smart, because if I place the 1, I'll get a point, but I can't do anything with the 5 because that's blocked. And I can't place on the 6 again because I already placed there. That was really stupid of me. I should have gone for the 12, I guess. Wow. How did I... Yeah, I didn't think that through. And I don't, at the start of the game, I don't have any of these markers so I can affect the dice. Well, you know what, I put myself in this situation, so I'll just go for the 1 then, and Drako will go for the 2. That was really stupid of me. Wow, Draco's laughing at me. Okay, so anyhow, we resolve these in order. So we start with the lowest one, so 1, I get a point. That's about it. Drako gets a gold, so he's happy about that. Then we come over to the 6 here. It's the market. I can spend a gold to get wood and a stone. I can spend a stone to get gold. Yeah, basically change goods. I'm gonna spend the gold I have. I started with for a stone and a piece of wood, so I can build something. And then it's Drako on the 10, and this is a bit special. The 10 here, he gets 2 because we have like a battle strength that we have on our boards. Or in Drako's case, he starts with 1. And then we have the whole King's Army coming to help us, but we also have temporary battle strength each year, like soldiers, called soldiers. So we're sort of recruiting soldiers temporarily. So Drako will get 2 of those. So he has a strength of 3 right now, but that 2 that's going to be gone at the end of the year. And as you can see, I mean, the first year is going to be 2 to 4, so he's basically okay already for the fight, I guess. Also, that little crystal ball thing means Drako gets to peek at this card. Here you go, Drako. And he gets to see what it is, so he knows how hard the enemy is going to be, and he knows what he needs to do to be able to beat them. So he has some secret information, and he'll take his dice back. And that was the spring. And now we go at the end of the spring, or at the end of any of these seasons. Oh, by the way, almost missed this. The new core, we should see if we get some stone as well. So let's see if we get a 4. We got a 4, so everyone gets a stone. Pretty good. So, okay. And then at the end of the spring here, should I move this marker? We each get to build buildings. And I'm the first player, I get to choose first. Do I want to build something? Because between the spring and the summer, we will check who has the most buildings, and that player will get a point. So, yeah, it's important if you're gonna build or not. Let's see, I think I have 2 stone and a wood. You have to build from the left column to the right, and they get more and more expensive and stronger as well. Okay, you know what? I think I will build the barricades. I'll just put this little tiny markers on here. I'll pay 1 wood for that, and that means I get +1 battle strength against goblins. So if that's a goblin that's coming, I'll have +1 there. But Drako knows what's coming, I don't know, so we'll see what Drako will do. He has 2 gold and a stone. Yeah, Drako likes battle strength. He'll build this guard tower for a gold and a stone, and that's +1 battle strength, and that's like regardless of the kind of enemy. So Drako has a total of 4 battle strength now, so that's awesome for that little dragon. Yeah. Okay, so we each chose to build a building, which means that we both have a building, which means we're tied and both gets a point. So in a 2-player game, this, yeah, I don't know. And then before the summer starts, we should do the new chord thing again, so we should roll a die. That's a 5, so we each get a stone again. That's nice. It just speeds up our resources. That's cool. And now we're in the summer, and it's time to roll those dice. But first of all, we're going to put out one of these tiles. So we'll just draw this random, and it's number 7. So now number 7 is not. It used to be 1 resource and 2 marker to change the dice. Now it's. This thing is, if you put your dice here, 7, then you will get to the opponent, your opponent, or you choose an opponent, but in a 2-player game, it's the other player, gets to choose 1 good of his or her choice, and you get 2 of the same. So that's kind of cool. So we are ready for summer, and we will roll the dummy dice again. So it's a 12, 15. Okay, so 15 is blocked. And 5 was blocked once again. It's not good. I don't like that, because I don't like when they block the lower numbers, because you might end up like I did and you can't place. And at the end of summer, or in between, we will build buildings once again, and then whoever has the least amount of buildings will get this little King's Envoy pawn as a help. And that means that you can go to a space that is already blocked, which is really nice. Or you can spend it to build 2 buildings at once at the end of the fall. Okay, so we roll that, we roll our own dice. So I have 13 in total. I want to get below 10, right? Because then my special ability kicks in. Drako gets 9. If Drako has the lower number, he will be the first player now in the summer. Like that. So where does Drako want to go with his 9? Could go straight for the 9, get 2 resources. You can also, I mean, you see what the other player has, right? So you can sort of try to block them. But let's think this through so Drako doesn't do like I did. Because he doesn't want to go, like he could go to the 4, but then he has 5 left and the 5 is blocked. So that's not good. He could go to the 6 though. Or he could go, I think he'll go straight for the 9. He wants 2, he wants like gold and wood, I think. So that's all of his dice, which means now it's up to me, and now I know that I can't be blocked by Drako, so makes it a bit easier. So let's see, I could go for the, yeah, I'll go for the 7, and I'll go for the 6. I remember these go in order from lowest to highest, so we resolve and we go to the 6, and I will trade 1 stone I got for free because of the event for 1 gold and 1 wood. That's cool. It's really nice. And then we come up here to the 7, and now Drako gets to choose a resource. Let's see. Yeah, I think he wants a piece of wood, and that means I get 2. Because I was the one that went there. And then Drako went to the 9, visit this elf advisor, I guess. And he got a gold and a piece of wood from her. And he takes back his dice, and now we're back to the building thing, and now Drako is the first to build. Let's see, I think he will just keep doing his battle strength thing. He just loves that stuff. So 1 gold and 2 wood will get him the blacksmith. And plus 1 battle strength. I just realized I forgot to give Drako his points as well. Because when he built this, he should have gotten 1 point right away. Now he gets 2 points right away, so Drako should get 3 points. Sorry, Drako, 1, 2, 3 points, yeah. And do I want to build something? I think so. The thing is though, if I don't build now, I will have the least amount of buildings. I will get this King Envoy guy. So that could be a thing actually, to plan for that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna build anything. That's the benefit of being the second in order. So I'm not building, and we go here, and I'll get the King's Envoy guy, and now I can do 2 buildings at once at the end of autumn, or I can use that pawn to 1 time place on a place that's already blocked, like by the dummy player or by Drako. So that's really cool. And before the season starts, we do roll a die, see if we get stone. No, we didn't this time. That was a 3. Then we put up one of these new things. So number 10 is now... Oh, number 10 is not 2 soldiers anymore and peaking. It's 2 gold, 2 stone, or 2 wood. So this changes up the game. Every game will be different. I like that. So we go into the autumn season and we roll the dummy dice. And that's a 12. Okay. And this is an 8. Okay, well then we roll our own dice. Let's see, I got... Oh, look at this, now I got 5. That's cool. Because then the philosopher kicks in. So because I rolled 10 or less, I get to re-roll my dice. And if I roll lower, I get a point. But I'm not going to roll lower than 5, right? But yeah, it's good anyhow, because I get to re-roll the dice, so I get something better. Yeah, I got 10 instead. That's okay. Drako, let's see what he gets. He got 10 as well. Okay, so then we keep the Drako as the first player still, because we have the same result. So where does Drako want to go? What does he want? And he has to think about, like, what does he want to build, right? I think he wants to keep building in this row here, so he wants this one, which makes it easier, cheaper for him to recruit soldiers. So he needs 2 gold, 2 wood, and a stone. So he needs gold and wood. So let's see, gold and wood, and he has a 4, a 4, and a 2. He could go for 10, where he could get 2 gold. No, I think he'll go for, and you can see what I have. He'll go for the 4. Okay. Then it's my turn, and I have 10, and I'm thinking of building 2 buildings using my King's Envoy. So yeah, I'll go to the 10 because I need that gold. And then Drako is going to do a 6. Yeah, okay. So first of all, Drako gets a gold or a wood. I think he'll take a gold. And then when he comes over to the market, he will change this gold into... No, he doesn't need stone though. Okay, let's say he took a wood then at just 4. And then he can change... He still doesn't need a stone. Yeah, okay, he took a wood and then he has a stone. He changes the stone into a gold and a wood. I think that's it. No, then he doesn't have any stone. Oh wow, yeah. Sorry Drako, I kind of messed this up for you, but I think you can build something anyhow. So that's it, and now we come up to me here, I get 2 gold. There's a lot of things to consider here. I mean, it's a mid-weight game, but there's a lot of things planning, what building to build and all that. Which is what the game, makes the game fun as well. So, we're at the end of autumn and we are going to build buildings. Drako is first to go. And I think, now that he doesn't have the stone, he can't build this one. But then again, he could plan for this later on. I think he'll just build the barricade. He can start building up here, down here as well. So he build that for 1 wood, and that gives him no points, but it gives him +1 strength against goblins. And I'm going to build 2 buildings because I'm going to use this. I'll put it back. So I'm going to build the inn for a gold and a wood. And that means at the end of the summer, which is a bit away now, but anyhow, then I'll get 1 2 marker so I can change the dice. And then I'll build the market, which costs 2 gold and 2 wood. And then I can influence an advisor that is 1 step up or low, or higher or lower. So like if I roll a 6, I can go for 7 or 5. That's really nice. That also gives me a point as well. Okay, so now we each built 3 buildings. I just delayed one of mine for doing 2 at once here. I don't know if there was a point to that, but anyhow. It was good to have this guy, because then I could have gone to a blocked space if I wanted to. So at the end here we did that. Now we go into the preparations for the battle. And we get, if we want to, we can spend 2 resources to increase our battle strength by 1. My battle strength is only... Wow. I didn't think this through. My battle strength is only 1 if it's a goblin. Otherwise, I don't have any battle strength at all. So I'm gonna spend 2 stone to get 1 soldier. Drako has 4. Oh, he has 5. Yeah, so he's okay. He's not gonna spend anything. And now, before we do this, we also reveal one of these markers in secret to see how strong we're going to be. So that's mine. And Drako, let's see. He's gonna go for that one, okay. And we reveal at the same time. And he has chosen a 0 because he's already strong. And I have a 2. So my total now is 3, perhaps 4 if it's a goblin. Drako's is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 and 6 if it's the goblin. So, and he knows what it is, so let's see. And it's an orc. Oh, okay. So that means that it's a 3 strength. We both beat it, so that's cool. We put these markers up so we know what's been used, so you can figure out what the other player might use later on. If we would have failed against the orcs, we would have lost 2 resources and a point. But now that we succeeded, we both get a gold. But remember, Drako had more strength than I had, which means he also gets 1 victory point as a bonus. So good job, Drako. He's a real general here, a real fighter. He likes that stuff. Anyhow, we done the whole year, and now we restart sort of in the spring, or before the spring. And now we check how many buildings we each have. And since we both have 3 buildings, we go to check how many resources we have. I only have the gold. Drako has 3 gold and a wood, so I'm the sort of weakest player. I get a bonus die for the spring, so that's cool. I really like that. Now I have 4 dice to roll. But this one can't go on its own. It has to be, together with one of my normal dice. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of, like if you built this building, this happens at that time in the game. So I have to check here, but I don't think there's any effects right now that we need to consider. But we do need a new event card or a fate card. For the new year, it's going to be Enduring Situation. Resolve the effect of the Destiny card drawn last year. Oh, or Destiny cards ago. If this is your, okay, that's kind of boring. That means we get this one again. Let's draw another one just for the fun of the run through. Oh, secret deals. Immediately in turn order, each player places one of his building tokens on any advisor, even an advisor who already has another player's building token. During this year, each player can influence only an advisor who has his own building token or no building token. At the end of the year, each player takes his building token back. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So in player order, Drako gets to place one of his markers on one of these advisors, and he can only go to that guy or to a guy that doesn't have one of these. So basically we can sort of book one of these guys ahead. Okay, so where would Drako want to go? I think Drako's going to go for the 6, because that's a really good spot. A lot of times you can do some market changes there. Where do I go then with my... I think I'll go for the 7. 7, and yeah, it's a good one as well. So that's interesting. So Drako can't go for the 7. I can't go for the 6. If we were 4 players, that would be more blockage out there, of course. Then also at the start of the new year, or start of the new production season, I would say we get one of these new tiles. So number 9, maybe that should have happened first actually, because before, I don't know in which order this happens. But now number 9 is improved. Now we get 2 of some of these gold, one of the resources or soldier, and a +2 marker or -2, so that's cool. Okay, so that was all the setup. Now we go to the spring and we roll the dummy dice. So it's a 9, so that's blocked, a new thing. And it's a 3, okay. And we see what we roll, and now I have 4 dice, so it's not likely that I will roll my bonus thing of below 10. No, I got, what is it, 12? Drako, he gets 15, okay. So I'm gonna be the first player. We go into the second year. And now, let's see, where do I go? So I can't go to the 6. Could go for the 12, that's a pretty good spot, but that's all of my dice. That's the thing, that's the beauty of this game. You have to... But remember, since I built the market, I can go 1 up or 1 down. That's kind of nice. I'm gonna do that. I think I'll do that. I'll spend the... Yeah. Do I do that or do I... Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll think I'm just gonna spend... I'm gonna spend 10 to go for this guy. Okay. Then Drako... He's gonna do the 6. That's only he can go to. And now I'm stuck with the 2, but remember I can go 1 up, 1 down. But the 3 is blocked. I'll just do the 2, that's a gold, that's okay. Drako has the 9, and the 9 is blocked, so he'll just do the 4 and the 5. So he'll do the 4, 5, 6, yeah. Okay, and so we resolve. I'll get a gold here. And let's see, Drako gets a gold or a wood. He'll take a wood actually. And then he gets a temporary military strength. Yeah, these should have been reset, by the way. Between the years, so the Drako is at 1. It's temporary strength. He has a soldier hired. Then that was it. And now at the 6, he will exchange a gold for, what is it, a stone and a wood, right? So now he has a variety of goods over there, so he can build some nice stuff. And here he removes the die, and it's back to me. I'll get 2, let's see, do I want stone or wood? I think I want... Yeah, I'm gonna take stone. I'll take 2 stone. And now I lose my temporary die. It was just a bonus for the spring. Now I drop the die on the floor. But you know what? That is a good time as any to stop this one. We're just going to build. I'm just going to show the building here because Drako will be happy. So we're going to build at the end of spring. And let's see. I think I will... I will build... I need military strength, right? So I'll spend a gold and a stone to build the guard tower. So I get +1 in strength and I get 1 point for that. And now Drako can do his big move, I think. He can build the really cool, what is it? It's the barracks. So it's 2 gold, 2 wood and a stone. It's all of that stuff. But he got the barracks and that's 4 points. And now he only needs to spend 1 resource here to get a temporary, get a soldier there before the battle. And he gets, was it 4 points? Wow. So he's all the way up there. But we now know how it would have ended if we would have kept playing. I wanted to keep the run through short, just show you how the game works and what's new and so on in the second edition. And I think I showed you most of the stuff here in this run through. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, morning, or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye bye.
Do you want to keep this little dragon this happy all day long? Then subscribe to the channel. Board Games with Niramas is sponsored by Alara Games in Sweden.